Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Friday, December 3rd. Market spooked by comments by FOMC, by St. Louis Fed President Bullard. What's his name? Charles Bullard. He says, yeah, we got to tighten and we got an inflation shock. Meanwhile, commodities are coming down. I talked about this last week. Or earlier this week, I think it was, when Powell testified and saying it's no longer transitory, right on a day when everything was crashing down. Oil was coming down, and iron ore was coming down, and copper was coming down, and gasoline prices were coming down, and bond yields were coming down. So we have this guy Bullard today saying we got to tighten. The thing is, let me explain something. First of all, taper, and I've been over this like so many times, all right? When the Fed buys assets, it also gains the income from those assets. The government literally pays the Fed the income on those assets. That's income that ordinarily would have went into the economy. When the Fed tapers, it leaves those assets in the economy, so the economy earns the income on those assets. Now, if you remember, a lot of people were screaming and shouting and complaining that the government was sending out too much money to people, and that's why we had inflation. They were sending people checks. So the taper is literally redirecting the income flow, those transfers from the government to the Fed, redirecting it from the government to the economy. How is that a tightening? That's number one. Number two, and I talked about this, at this point in reality, when you look around at the major economies of the world, and when you look at monetary policy, when we talk about rates going up, you're talking about incremental moves like 25 basis points. That is nothing. It is ridiculous that everybody is panicking over this, that the markets are freaking out because next year, maybe the Fed's going to put through 2 interest rate hikes of 25 basis points each. Whoa! Meanwhile, they've been so wrong, right? He's saying it was transitory all the way from March until December. And then when it really started to show up as transitory, he's like, oh, it's not transitory anymore. It's comical. It's comical. So that's why I always say I just ignore the Fed. I ignore monetary policy. I understand how people are going to react to it, because that's what's been drilled into their brain over and over again. You know, they're printing money. They're printing money. When they actually have it in reverse, taper literally is printing money. That's redirecting those income transfers from the government to the Fed, now from the government to the economy. And the market looks at it as a contraction, as some kind of a slowdown. It is not. Look, the economy is going to grow in the fourth quarter at practically 10%. After a brief lull that we had. Look, the only thing we have to worry about, and by the way, they passed, Biden signed the continuing resolution, which will fund the government into mid-February. The only thing we have to worry about or be concerned, well, 2 things. Number one is the virus, the Omicron virus. We don't know how deadly that's going to be. So far, it doesn't seem as lethal as what COVID-19 was. But we don't know. It's still early, and it's spreading. The other thing is, what? The fiscal flows. All right? We have to be concerned with that. And there is no indication right now that there's going to be any sort of a, real deceleration in those flows. There might be a little bit, because this month is the last payment on those child tax credit payments. So we're going to lose that. And that's not insignificant. I'm not trying to downplay that. We're going to lose that. But starting in January, Social Security recipients are going to receive a big raise. And Social Security is the #1 largest spending item of the government. So that could easily offset what we lose in the child tax credit. So there you have it, folks. No reason to panic. Inflation is coming down. Look at bond yields today. The 10-year yield was like at what? 1.35? I said that was going to happen, right? I told you that was going to happen. So that's where we are. Nothing to panic about. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Maybe over the weekend. Bye-bye.